Hello. Hello. Hello? Hello? Before y'all say I'm late, the wizard is never late. He arrives precisely when he means to. Guys! Good morning, good morning. What's up, guys? What's up, what's up, what's up? Can't give me jump scare as is tradition. Yes, I cannot be too loud because my wife is sleeping. So I have to whisper a little bit, which kind of sucks because I know I'm gonna want to be really, really loud. I'm gonna want to be really, really loud. Alright guys, but we have 8 minutes. Holy crap, 8 minutes. 8 minutes until the special announcement from Team Cherry. Oh wait, this is what... Let's get rid of this. Okay. Add, thank you. I'll be loud for you, thank you. We'll scream for you, thank you. Hopefully it won't be too exciting. No, be quiet. Stop. Yeah, this video is gonna premiere in 7 minutes. There's 123,000 people in here. That is wild. That is wild. 123,000 people. That's crazy. Excuse me, Brook Gunner. Could everyone in chat shut up? Shut up. Dude, finally, after freaking like 9 years, 8-9 years, holy cannoli. I'm shaking with excitement. We've waited so long. We waited so long. Dude, my chest is so sore. Holy crap. I worked out yesterday. Holy crap, my chest is crazy sore. Try out Skyrim? Maybe one day, maybe one day. It's like I'm a totally different person since Hollow Knight came out. Yeah, I mean, because it's literally been almost a decade. Who doesn't change after a decade? Silksong is real. It's real. It's real. It's real. Silksong is real. We have 5 minutes. Oh my gosh. I'm actually. What are they gonna? I mean, 99% chance they just. You know, they talk about the release date. They announced the release date. If it's anything other than that, then I'm gonna be very confused. Like, why would they even have this video if it's not just the release date? That would be crazy. That would be insane. That would be insanity. Yeah, my chat is frozen. Hopefully by the time the presentation actually starts, it'll catch up. We'll see. Glad it's finally real. I finally pulled like 5 big articles this month alone. I think Hollow Knight was that good, but I'm hyped for all my friends who like the game. Hey. Different strokes for different folks. Silksong is delayed. Nah! The chat is going crazy. Holy moly. Everyone's just saying Shaw. Hey, me too, me too. Me too. Shaw. It's me, it's me. It's me. Oh, the chat's working now. Yes, it's working. It's working. Time to stretch. I do need to stretch right now, actually. Oh, my chest is crazy sore. The chat ain't cool and sophisticated. Your chat ain't cool and sophisticated like us. Yeah. Yeah, we know at least like 2 words. Shaw and these. That's real, that's real. Has it been in development hell that long for when you compare it to games like Duke Nukem Forever? I don't know, how long was that game in development? Chat looks like an audio waveform. That's true. Or Elder Scrolls 6. No, that's fair, that's fair. It's just, okay. I think the difference is that, like, in 2019, they had a demo of Silksong. 6 years ago, they had a demo of Silksong. Which is kind of, usually, you know, when you release a demo, or like when you have a demo available at like a convention or something, you would think the game's gonna come out in like a few years after that. Usually, usually it doesn't take 6 years after you have a working demo to, you know, release the game. But yeah, that was pre-pandemic. That's true. That's crazy. Will come out first this for GTA 6. I mean, this guaranteed because it's coming out this year. You know, Silksong got a demo. I mean, it's not like a publicly available demo, but like, you know, premieres in 60 seconds. We have like 1 minute. Okay, like 2 minutes. Now, it's not like a publicly playable demo, but a demo that was available if you went to a certain convention. I think it was E3. I'm pretty sure when E3 was still alive. People just really hate the demo. No, everyone loved the demo. Wasn't Elden Ring in development for like 8 years? It's probably something like that. But even with Elden Ring, whenever they like showed off like the first trailer for it, it was only like 2-3 years after they showed that trailer that it actually released. Just like imagine if they released an Elden Ring trailer or like Elden Ring demo and it didn't come out for 6 years. And the team was like From Software was like radio silent about any news regarding the game. That's basically what Team Cherry did. Like they gave the fans like no updates in like 6 years. Anyways, those times are long gone. Those times are long gone. Premiere will begin shortly. We have 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Pause the music. Pause the music. What am I doing? Okay. It's about the show. It's about to play. It's 9:30. It's 9:30. It's 9:30. It's 9:30. Hello. Hello. Okay, we have 3 minutes. Viewers in the chat are excitedly spamming Shaw, seemingly anticipating something about to happen in 60 seconds. Okay, another timer. Another timer. I'm silking my song. What is Shaw? It's one of the sounds, like voice lines, that Hornet says in Hollow Knight. The two most popular are Shaw and Get Good. Even though she doesn't actually say Get Good, but it sounds like she's saying that to you. Hornet is the main character of Silksong, by the way. Get good. Get good. Yeah, it's a crazy fast-moving chat. It's crazy. Maybe I should just get rid of the chat. Maybe it's too distracting. Yeah, people are insanely hyped right now. 274,000 people in here. 288,000. This is crazy. This is an indie game. It's crazy that this is an indie game. 288,000 people watching a live stream for it is absolutely bonkers. It's bonkers. Silksong have the same protagonist as Hollow Knight 1. No, completely different character. Hope the game isn't $80. If the game is $80, I will give my right testicle. I'll donate my right testicle to the Red Cross. And they'll probably just send it back. And probably put me on some kind of list. But can you do that? No, I don't think so. Guys, it's happening. It's happening. Yes. It's real. You can swim. I mean, that was in Hollow Knight as well, but ascend to the peak of a haunted kingdom. Oh, it looks so good, man. These are new. There's the map! Wait, the map is big. The map is big. Dude, this is so much new footage. What? Animation? A vast handcrafted world. There's animation? What? Well, I guess there was in Hollow Knight as well. 200 enemies. Holy crap. 40 bosses. Oh my gosh, there's so much new stuff. Restore a kingdom's hope. And an entire generation's hope. Wait, release date, release date, release date. Please. Please. September. September 4th. Holy. September 4th. Wait, that's in 2 weeks. Wait, that's in 2 weeks. Wait, is that it? Are we done? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Users in the chat are overwhelmingly excited about the anticipated release of data Silksong, apparently set for September 4th. Many expressed their excitement with emphatic reactions and celebrate the news. Yes! Yes! Oh my gosh! 2 weeks. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. Yes! Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I just changed my schedule now. Oh my gosh. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Video already has 125,000 likes. Dude, this is different. Oh my, this is all, what is all this? Traps and stuff. Dude, look at the map. Oh my gosh. Okay, I don't want to get like too spoiled on stuff, but holy crap. Oh my gosh. Hello everyone. Hollow Knight Silksong has been an experiment by the Harvard Psychology Symposium. Thank you for participating. That was hilarious. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being a part of this experiment. The bees are deadly. Oh my gosh. Okay, wait. Oh, wait. I know there's also like an interview that's gonna come out about the game. Where is that? Is it like a video or where is it? Silksong interview. They're gonna be talking about like Team Cherry's gonna talk about like why they took so long on the game. Where I don't know where the interview is gonna be. I think it's from Bloomberg. Sorry. Coming Thursday on Bloomberg. Is it already up or nah? This is a great morning. This is a great morning. I'm gonna sleep. I'm so tired. Thanks for being here, man. Silking my freaking song. I found it. I found it. You have to pay for the article, dude? Bro, there's an article on Silksong, but you have to pay for it. It's $12 a month. Hold on. I'm paying for it. Wait, can I do like a free trial or something? There's not even a free trial? This is some booty. What the heck? I'm paying $12. Pay to know is crazy. Just for you guys. I'm gonna act like I'm doing it for you guys, even though it's all for me. Okay. Make sure not to leak my payment information. Okay. Okay, I have access now. Right? Where's my access? Bro, I paid for it. What do you mean I paid for it? Why can't I access it? I have to verify my email address. Okay, it makes sense. Dude, I'm so hungry right now. Okay, skip all this. I'm like setting up my account now. Okay. Okay, here we go. I got it. I'm in. I'm in, baby. Okay, it's not gonna dox me or anything, right? Let me just make sure. Not gonna get doxed or anything. Okay, also guys, be prepared. This is gonna be in light mode. It's in light mode, I'm sorry. I don't know how to change it. Let me just make sure I'm not doxing myself or anything. I don't think I would be, but... This is a long article. Okay, I think I'm fine. I think I'm fine. Flashbang out. Okay, I think I'm good. Okay, here we go. Why Silksong took 7 years to make. The highly anticipated indie game has been in production for so long that it's become an internet meme. It sure has. It sure has. Hi everyone, and welcome to a special edition of Game On, about a very special game that we'll be playing quite soon. The wait is over. It's surreal to write, but it's true. Silksong will be out on September 4th. After 6 years of near total silence from the developers and enough feverish anticipation to make it the most wishlisted game on Steam, a sequel to the indie hit Hollow Knight is releasing in 2 weeks. Team Cherry, the small team behind both games, announced the news Thursday in a trailer. Why did it take so long? Often such protracted development cycles are caused by mismanagement and result in painful burnout among the staff. But speaking to me last week on a video call from their office in Adelaide, Australia, Team Cherry co-founders Ari Gibson and William Pellin said that making Silksong has been nothing but a joyful process. Aw, that's good. That is good to hear. That's good to hear. We've been having fun, Gibson said. This whole thing is just a vehicle for our creativity anyway. It's nice to make fun things. Yo, you love to see it. You love to see it. Short announcement to release Windows crazy. It is crazy. The lengthy production wasn't the result of development challenges or obstacles, they said. They just needed all these years to ensure that Silksong was exactly the game they wanted to make. It was never stuck or anything, Gibson said. It was always progressing. It's just this case that we're a small team and games take a lot of time. There wasn't any big controversial moment behind it. That's good to know. The Silksong saga started in 2017 when Team Cherry released Hollow Knight, an action platformer set in a vast world of cartoon bugs. A Switch version released the following year added to the momentum. By the end of 2018, millions of fans were raving about its polished gameplay, distinct style, and impeccable vibes. As of today, the game has sold 15 million copies, Team Cherry told me, making it one of the most successful independent video games ever. Like 15 million, that's wild. Palworld still sold more though, so step up your game. Step up your game, Team Cherry. Initially, Gibson and Pellin had planned to release an expansion pack revolving around Hornet, one of its key characters. Yep, it was originally planned to be DLC. But in February 2019, they announced that the expansion had grown too big and would instead become a full-fledged sequel titled Silksong. We know about that. Hollow Knight had been massive, and their plan at the outset was to build a smaller world for Silksong. Yup, 15 mil. To ensure that the game felt just as deep, they'd implement an elaborate quest system that would offer the player reasons to backtrack and revisit old locations. That's nice. In contrast to Hollow Knight, which had a single town full of shops and characters to meet, there would also be multiple towns, each serving as a hub for quest. Even at that point, we were recognizing that it was going to become another giant thing to rival the scale of Hollow Knight, or probably exceed it, Gibson said, and then because of how he worked, obviously the world ended up being just as big or bigger. And the quest system existed, and the multiple towns existed. Suddenly you end up 6-7 years later. It all came down to their development style, which may have been too much fun. Gibson and Pellin, who were joined by programmer Jack Vine, composer Chris Larkin, and a few contractors who helped with programming and testing, started off by designing the core gameplay for Hornet, the game's slick protagonist. Slick. Hollowing my night till I Silksong. More dev companies need 5-0. Need to shut their ears to impatient screeching and just finish their projects. Yeah, that's fair. But I guess, I mean, these guys also have the blessing of, they have a lot of money, so not to say other companies don't, but yeah, I think especially for indie companies, it'll be hard to be sustainable. But yeah, definitely release games when they're ready. Um, yeah, from there, it was easy to implement and test out new ideas even as the game grew bigger. We're very fortunate that we have a development method that is so enjoyable, Gibson said. Not exactly sure how he stumbled into that. Everything comes together quickly. You can see results fast. Ideas turn into something that exists in the game almost immediately before your eyes. That's very satisfying. Dang, even they say that they have a very enjoyable and like quick development process, and it still took them so long. I mean, it makes sense. They're a small team, so. Just why didn't they tell us that earlier? They should have told us that earlier, though. Come on now. That allows you to go off on these tangents and meet weird characters because someone's offhandedly mentioned a weird character as an idea. The other person's laughed, and that's enough. It sounds like it's a really sweet team, though, that they work at. They have a nice team. They're always working on a new idea, new item, new area, new boss. Pelin said, that stuff's so nice. It's for the sake of just completing the game that we're stopping. We could have kept going. They could have kept going. Thank God we're not. Thank God we're not. The downside of this methodology was that it could have lasted forever. Yeah. I remember at some point, I just had to stop sketching, Gibson said. Because I went, everything I'm drawing here has to end up in the game. That's a cool idea that's in. It's a cool idea that's in. You realize if I don't stop drawing, this is going to take 15 years to finish. During development of Hollow Knight, Gibson and Pelin frequently posted game updates and talked to players. Yeah. At the end of 2019, Team Cherry posted one more update about Silksong, then went silent, much to fans' dismay. Imagine 6 years of silence. We felt like continued updates were just going to sour people on the whole thing, because all we could really say is we're still working on it. I mean, that's fair, I guess. I mean, just a little. Just like some little breadcrumbs or something, you know? Like maybe post like Hornet's feet or something like that. You wanted to be particularly cautious about avoiding spoilers. Okay, I mean, it's hard to be mad. Because like I understand they want to be protective of spoilers as much as possible, and they just wait for the game, man. It's gonna be worth it. But at least something. You know? Much of the thrill of Hollow Knight came from accidentally stumbling upon secret passageways or breaking down walls to find hidden bugs. You know, that's fair. Silksong has plenty of its own secrets that they didn't want to detail before their release. Plus, they thought Silksong would be out much sooner. Instead of popping up and bugging people for the sake of it, it felt like our actual responsibility was just to work on the game, Pelin said. Probably at the time we thought we'd go quiet for a year or two, then the game would come out. Honestly, that's fair. In 2020, as COVID disrupted most video game productions around the world, Adelaide was able to stave off the worst of the pandemic, going months without new cases, which allowed Gibson and Pelin to continue plugging along on Silksong. Seems a little odd knowing that the rest of the world has such a dramatic and isolating period. Gibson said, here we were going to cafes and having brunch. It must have been nice. Holy. Yeah, we're here now. Bugging. Silksong briefly resurfaced in 2022 during an Xbox event, which promised that all the games would be out within a year. That's crazy. That Xbox event was in 2022. And they said, everything we're showing today will be out this year. Xbox doubled down on Twitter, saying the Hollow Knight sequel would be out before June 2023. Here we are 2 years later. At the time, they all thought it was true. We did genuinely believe that was the case, Pelin said. There was a period of 2 to 3 years when I thought it was going to come out within a year. But the game kept growing. Silksong has more elaborate bosses than Hollow Knight, more gameplay systems, and more interactivity. Gibson and Pelin wanted objects in the world to react to Hornet's various tools, which required a ton of drawing and animation work. Okay, I'm expecting like lots of interactivity, lots of little details like that. I think we're always underestimating the amount of time and effort it'll take us to achieve things, Gibson said. It's also that problem where, because we're having fun doing it, it's not like it's taking longer, this is awful. We really need to get past this phase. It's It's a very enjoyable space to be in. Let's perpetuate this with some new ideas. Darn you, Team Cherry! Darn you for having fun and enjoying your jobs. How can I be mad, man? How can I be mad? Did they give updates for Skong in the past, like showing off art of new characters? I mean, yeah, like little tiny bits. Little tiny bits. Long development lasted, the more pressure Gibson and Pelin felt to ensure that everything was as fine-tuned as possible. They already spent 4 years on it. Why would they rush now? The more time they spent polishing some parts, the more time they needed to apply it consistently across the rest. The level finish has to be met throughout the entire game, Pelin said. All the ways systems interact. Oh, I'm so sore. Holy crap. Oh. All the way systems interact, all the hidden work that pops up later on. It's multiplicative. As you add stuff, the process of tying it all back together just increases. That's true. If you like set like a new standard for how you want things, you gotta change everything in the game about it. So, like around that. So, throughout development, Team Cherry remained tiny, which may have extended the production time, but also saved them from the slog of having to manage and delegate. We don't want to mess with the formula and then find out it's not fun, Gibson said. I used to manage teams in past lives. I don't really want to do that ever again. You know, that's truly understandable. I feel like being in a management position takes so much fun out of things. Honestly, that's kind of some of the reason why I don't want to hire an editor. Is like, I just want to do everything myself and not have to like delegate and have to deal with that. I don't know. It's hard though. It's hard. It would free up so much time, but oh well. Staying small also meant eschewing the production practices commonplace at many game development studios. What is Jira? Gibson said when I asked if they use a task management application. Is it a software? Pelin said. And I used to use Jira in my job. Adding that they briefly used Trello before their account was deactivated because they didn't use it enough. Perhaps the biggest reason Silksong took so long was that Team Cherry never had to worry about the one thing that keeps other independent developers awake at night: money. I talked about this before. This is so true. Since Hollow Knight sold so well, like 15 million copies. 15 million copies. And since their team is so small, like basically they can develop a game like forever and they don't have to worry about money. So, I mean, it's a pretty important thing. Pretty important. And that gets rid of a lot of the burden, I guess, of developing a game, for sure. During the production of Hollow Knight, they'd stay lean, sometimes living off leftover triangle sandwiches that their office neighbor would bring them after meetings. And how long? I mean, Hollow Knight came out in 2017, so over 8 years they sold 15 million copies. So yeah, they're doing pretty good. Is there rent coming up in 2025? Shareholders Arn. My dad would sometimes pop up and give me $20, Gibson said. I'd be like, ooh, I'm having coffee today. Thanks to their first game's massive financial success, Gibson and Pelin no longer have to scrounge leftovers. For Pelin, who has 2 kids and a third on the way, that's provided an inestimable peace of mind. Good for him, man. Good for him. That must be super stressful, being self-employed and not knowing how much your game's gonna make. For Gibson, who said he spends most of his time at the office, it hasn't changed much. I live in a very basic 2-bedroom apartment, he said. Sometimes I think, you know what would be better is a 1-bedroom apartment, because then there's even less to maintain. The game has continued to generate revenue by reaching new players, perhaps in large part due to the Silksong buzz. When the studio announced Silksong in February 2019, Hollow Knight has sold 2.8 million copies. The game has sold another 12 million copies since then, allowing Team Cherry to keep working on the sequel indefinitely without having to worry about running out of funds. We're very lucky in that regard, Gibson said. I don't ever really think about it that much. Maybe that's the privilege of it. That is privilege for sure. But I think if anyone deserves it, it's them, because they made such an amazing game in Hollow Knight. Excited to y'all get good at JKB. Enjoying this JKB ASMR. As the years went on, the hype kept building. A Reddit forum dedicated to the game filled up with nonsensical blabber and made-up tweets which users called Silk posts, a variation on the expletive. Meanwhile, chat sections for video game live streams and Nintendo Direct events were plagued with the same feral messages. Feral is a good word for it. Repeated over and over. Silksong when? That was me. That was me. That's me. That's me. That's me. Gibson and Pellin tuned it all out, rarely going online. They say they never read comments on YouTube or Reddit, although occasionally friends or family would send them some of the funniest ones. And they rarely went online. I mean, good for them. Probably good for their mental health. It's nice that people are passionate about the game and that they're obviously formed their own strange or very exciting communities around it. Strange. Feels like we're going to ruin their fun by releasing the game. Once in a while, people will show up at the Team Cherry office, sometimes with their children, perhaps hoping for a Willy Wonka type experience. Inevitably, they're disappointed by what they found instead. It's a grubby room with cardboard boxes, Gibson said. Grubby room? I see what you did there. Sorry, we love Larian. True. Probably why they didn't give updates to avoid the spam. Yeah. I know for a fact Silksong's not real. Their walls remain the same dull avocado color that they were when Team Cherry moved in more than a decade ago. They never even put up art. They've been too busy making the game. You know, based, honestly. In early 2025, Gibson and Pellin began to see the finish line and started making plans to release the game in the fall. Players desperate for information devoured every scrap of news, like the announcement that it would be playable at a museum in September, hoping this might finally be the year. Both Nintendo Co. and Microsoft Corp's Xbox said during live events this year that Silksong was planned for 2025, but fans were cautious. They'd been down this road before. Oh shoot, here we go again. Meanwhile, Team Cherry kept working. The shape of the game has been finalized for a while, Pellin said. The last year or two has been all about the details, adding small encounters, polishing everything, and tying it all together. And they're still working to finalize things until the last possible minute. As he spoke, with Silksong a little more than 3 weeks out, I spotted programmer Jack Fine in the background, tweaking code for one of the game's console ports. Oh, I need a... Dude, when's the physical gonna come out? I need the physical. I'm probably gonna buy the digital and the physical so I can, you know... I can double dip. Maybe get the... Actually, let me think. Would I buy it on Switch for both of them? I don't know. We'll see. I wonder how much it's gonna cost. It's gonna be like not that expensive, I imagine. I imagine they'll probably keep it at $20 again. I wouldn't be surprised. Skong will be buggy. Smart move by them. Keeps them focused on the project rather than the impatient screeching of wannabe gamers that don't understand good projects take time. Use one and preserve the other. Evlav. Depending on how much it is, I'm getting both. Gibson and Pellin say they're happy that the game is finally coming out, and even happier that they'll get to keep working on it, which they still find enjoyable even after 7 years. They haven't burned out or shown any desire to take a break. That is crazy. Instead, they're already making big plans to add extra content to Silksong in the months and years to come. Ooh, DLC! You plan to stream Skong? I'll definitely be streaming it. Share. He needs to sleep. Launching it is obviously quite exciting, Pellin said. What comes after for us is equally as exciting. The most interesting thing now is that what we can add to it next, Gibson said. We got a plan. Admittedly, some of the plans for that stuff are kind of ambitious as well. Hopefully we can achieve some of it. Stay tuned for 2032 to see how that turns out. Alright, that's the article. I paid $12 to read that, even though I could have probably read the article leaked somewhere for free. But I just wanted the information now. Can you give us a 5-minute lore dump of Hollow Knight? I don't know how much it's gonna help for Silksong, but do y'all care if I just give y'all a lore dump of Hollow Knight? Yeah, $12 too much for sure. If only one person wants it, then yes, you want it. You're the only person in chat that wants it. Okay, 2 people. Basically, you play... Okay, well, okay, a few people. Basically, Hollow Knight, you play as the Knight. You are actually not the Hollow Knight. The Hollow Knight was a previous, basically like incarnation of you. Not incarnation, but the Hollow Knight was basically your predecessor. And the Knight is here to kind of achieve the same goal because the Hollow Knight failed previously. And that goal was to seal this being called the Radiance. It's basically this big moth creature that is like infecting the world. So there's this king over Hallownest which is basically the bug country. There's this king. He's called the Pale King, and basically he keeps creating like children, in a sense. He keeps creating children he's trying to create like the perfect vessel to be able to seal the Radiance, which is basically a huge like infection. Basically to be like a pure vessel, you have to be like emotionless and like soulless. But as you play the game, you find different moments where like the Hollow Knight, like your predecessor, the Hollow Knight, had developed emotions for the Pale King, like fatherly, like the Hollow Knight thought of the Pale King as like a father figure in a way. So he was like an imperfect vessel, basically, which was not good for sealing the Radiance, because we need someone who's emotionless and like soulless, basically. For those who come after. Basically, yeah, the Hollow Knight failed. And a Hornet like follows you around the game and like knows why you exist. She knows that the Knight exists to, take the Hollow Knight's place and hopefully finally seal the Radiance. But basically, yeah, that's what happens. So whenever you so the Hollow Knight is technically the final boss of the game, and whenever you beat the Hollow Knight, you take his place. But that isn't like the true ending. The true ending is if you beat the Hollow Knight, and then after that you fight the Radiance. So you fight like the infection itself, and then you beat the Radiance. That's a very simple way of explaining the lore of the game, basically. Yeah, it's an easy game too. Yeah, super easy game. Hornet is a child of the Pale King, but not a vessel. Instead, she's the daughter of the Pale King, known as a gendered child. Yeah, so she's, I guess she's the child of the Pale King and one of the Dreamers. So that she's like part of like the spider cult or whatever that's in the game. But yeah, that sounds like absolute cinema. It's pretty sick. It's pretty sick. Anyways, that's basically Hollow Knight. Yeah, the game is just so fun. Like, I mean, the lore is cool too. But I'm not gonna lie. Like, I didn't really care about the story that much until I watched like a Mossbag video. Mossbag, he's like a huge Hollow Knight YouTuber who does like a bunch of lore videos. But I didn't care about the story that much. I thought it was cool when I played it, but it was just like how the game felt. The combat, the boss fights, the music, the vibe, the art style, was everything was very captivating for me. But yeah, I'm very excited for Silksong. September 4th, 2 weeks. I'm gonna lose my mind, bro. I'm gonna lose my freaking mind. Why Silksong called Silksong? I don't know. But Hornet uses silk because she's like part of the spider clan
people. Also, there's like probably some music gonna be involved in the game, so I don't know. See, we've seen Hornet like play music on her like her nail before, so I don't know what that's gonna do gameplay wise, but we'll see. Never had such a good time being super frustrated while playing a game. There we go. Spider named Hornet. Yeah, she's gonna play a song with her Silk. And then developers are like, hey, wait, say that again? Say that again, but slower. I'm gonna be silking my song. Anyways, okay. That is it for me today, guys. Actually, no, I'll see you guys later tonight. Because I'll be doing a members only stream. But anyways, I'll see you guys there. That'll be 8 p.m. CST. Appreciate you all being here. I'll see you later. And yeah. Peace. Bye.